Hello, good afternoon. This is Bev with Bev Hill Arts and Crafts. I'm just jumping on here 2 minutes before noon Central Time, be 1 o'clock Eastern. And I'm just gonna go ahead and find my video here showing up on the page. So I make sure I'm seen in camera, keep my hands in the camera. And hopefully what you've got is a real close up here so we can get some of the detail showing up of these flowers. So let me enlarge that. Yeah, and I can actually, looks like I'm gonna be able to work a little closer to myself as we get through this. So welcome, hi Debbie. It's National Scrapbook Day weekend fun. And tomorrow, because everybody probably needs to know this, I have a granddaughter who is turning 5. We're going to get going here in just a minute. Oops, I dropped a flower on the floor. So I love flowers. I love everything flower. So of course, we're going to work with these. Hopefully have some fun, a little crafty fun. I've got a little bit of coffee left. Debbie, you got your beverage while you're sipping away and watching the demo? If you guys want to play along with me, oh, thank you. Adeline's turning 5 tomorrow. She'll be here in the afternoon. All right, I show that it's chiming noon here at my house in Nebraska. So I just thought I'll go over a little bit about supplies that you'll need if you want to play along or try this later. Ugh, good for you, taking a break from cleaning. But then it's nice to have a clean house on the weekend. Okay, so I dug out in my Sizzix binder every die that I'd ever bought, and I had a lot of them. And then I dug out scrap paper, and I just cut and cut and cut. I just cut piles of it. The other thing you can do if you don't have a bunch of flower dies, I've got a couple of circle punches. So I didn't make any demos, but I've got a couple here that will show. So I had these 2 punches. Had I had more time, I could have cut a few more circles out of, I've got a Creative Memories circle cutter, right, with all the templates. You can freehand cut, right? You could trace a circle here and then just cut it out. And you could stack a bunch of them together, a big pile, and then just cut your circles. So you can do it with circles. You can do it with dies. And I actually learned this back when, I think it was Mother Goose from Graphic 45 was originally released, which was like in 2013, maybe 2012. And on one of their examples, they had made these crumpled flowers. And I just kind of helped, I self-taught how to do it. I saw the done product. And so this is what I did. And then I went on and forgot about it for 10 more years, 12 more years. And then I was creating a couple of projects with Graphic 45 a couple weeks ago. And for some reason, poof, that idea came back. So this is, I always loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to bring these closer to camera so you can see kind of the crumple. See, they're real distressed. And then you can even see the crumple on the back, right? Oh, I see here I already forgot to get my stapler. I love my Tim Holtz stapler. Tiny attacher. So here's just a little close up. So here, let's get going. And I absolutely fell in love with all my dies. These, I had extras, so I just made more flowers. Just layer and layer. So these are not crumpled, but we'll give equal opportunity, love, to these. And I'll get them off to the side. So these, see, I need a place. I'm going to dump these out. These are the dies. And what I do is I'm going to spray them with some water. So I've got this little bowl. I'm going to spray it in here, spray on the front, spray on the back. I'm just gonna let those set for a minute. Spray on the front and the back, and just let them set. Just letting that water soak into that, all the paper fibers. Okay, so now I've got those wet. I'm gonna start from the bottom because it's been soaking the longest, so I just flipped them over. So now I've got that piece of paper, and I'm gonna, you don't have to, there's different ways. So I'm gonna fold it in quarters, and now I'm just gonna squish it. See how I just squished all that into a little ball? I'm just gonna take my paper towel. So now let's get it in a place. I'm gonna put it in the ring here of my adhesive, just so I can keep track of which is which. So again, I'm just gonna kind of fold it in quarters, maybe in halvesies, and then come from the top down. I'm just gonna squish it all together. Kind of like a spit wad, right? We used to do as kids. Okay, so that one goes in the middle. And let's see, this one's not folding in half real good. There we go. Maybe half, maybe quarters-ish. When we get done, you'll know that there's no, you don't have to be precise. All right, that one's a little soppy. Here we go. So I'll do it again. All right, so we'll let those set for a minute, but I wanted you to see that's all you do is you just get them a little damp. Just crumple them up. All right, I've dried that out because they don't need to be sitting in the extra sprayed water. They can just sit there and dry for a minute. So I've got the same thing with a few ahead of time. So I already got them wet and crumpled them up. So now these are perfectly dry. They've been sitting here for a couple of weeks waiting for our live today. So you kind of have to be gentle. You can't just grab because you could tear them. But I will tell you, even torn, I have still stapled them on and they look great. It's just that whole distressed look. So I'm just gently pulling until I see where this is going to come apart. Just being gentle with it. All right, here's my first one with all the, oh, I just tore it there. Believe me, it'll look just fine. I'm gonna go back and see where that was crumpled. There we go. And I'm not completely flattening it out. I like all of the mixture. There we go. So there's that one. Let's do another one. This one's in a tight wad here. There we go. I see a little edge. So I'm just starting to nudge it until I can find it. There we go. Be one with the flower. I might have just torn that. There we go. I see where it's coming. All right. See, it just takes a minute to start to see where to pull without tearing. Okay, here's this little piece. All right, now let's get another one. There have been so many good demos already. I just caught the one as I was getting ready to go live, so I'll have to go look at the rest of it. But I'd forgotten about those dies that you can put the nuggets in. And it makes such an impression on somebody when you give them that gift. Especially people who are not crafters, they don't get it. They just think, they see the awesomeness, and sometimes we take it for granted all the time because we live in our craftiness. Okay, there's another one. I got 3 more to go. Oh, Chris, I love these. I think they make such an impression. I'd forgotten all about them. It's a really fun technique. Oh, looks like a piece fell off. Again, guys, don't sweat it. Because of the distress and the layers, you know, God's flowers aren't perfect. We don't have perfect petals on every flower outside. Okay, here's another one. Okay, this looks like a teeny baby one. And I apologize. I'm going to have to jump up because maybe I don't. I was going to use my stapler, my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. I really like using that when I put these all together. But you can use glue. On a few of them, I use foam adhesive in between. Gives them a little bit of stacked layering, a little dimension between each. This one I cannot find. There we go. So again, just kind of pick at it till you find where it folded down and dried. Nice and crumpled. Okay, here's this one. And that's the piece that broke off. And I'm not going to use, these were the die centers, but highly doubtful that I use those. But here we go. This is what you have to work with. So, do I have some glue? Yeah, I've got some art glitter glue. That should dry pretty quickly. But keep in mind, oh, Chris, that's a big job to be moving and out of state, not just across town. But they're recorded, and I think they'll be here. So now, look at, guys, I'm just adding a little bit of glue here. Keep in mind, that tiny attacher is another great way to do it. And I'm just kind of gluing it off-centered, right? So I've got these petals in the middle of the petals behind it. Right? Okay. And you can go as high up on layers or like this. That would be real cute with just 2 layers, right? So I'll do a 2-layer one here. Is that smaller yet? Oh, look at cute little 3-layer. So anyway, the layer number doesn't matter. You can still get a cute flower with just a couple layers. All right, this art glitter glue is working really nicely. Let's see how that looks. How cute that is. All right, so I think I'm going to show you a real thick one. Lots of layers. This one's got 1, 2, 3. This will be 4 layers. And we'll just do a little 2-layer one here. Okay, so now I like centers in them. We'll just try on a couple centers. I think that's too big of a center. Just a little smaller. That's kind of cute. Let's see. Sorry, guys, you're having to bear with me. These are Graphic 45. I think that's a really nice size, too. And I like kind of the brushed finish to it. I thought I had a small. Here it is. Okay, now what I don't like is this torn piece flying out on the edge. So I'm just going to take a little glue. See if I can get that unfolded. And I'm going to grab it down there. Just so it stays a little bit. There, so it's not flying out. So that's one. And then you can lift them up a little bit if you want. I also grabbed a little bit of ink. So you can ink your edges if you want to give it a little bit more distress feel. And then the thicker, they're probably my favorite because look what kind of an impression that makes, right? I think they'd be fun on a gift when you're wrapping a present. So this one's going to need a little bit bigger. I've got a couple of these really shiny. Can't see if that pink will. Yeah, that's cute. So we'll throw this pink or this clear. I actually think that one shows up a little bit more. These are leftover from Echo Park and Carta Bella. And that might actually need some glue in addition to the adhesive. But look how pretty that is with the gem on it. All right, let's try doing the same thing with, here's the ones that we just got wet. And then I've got some flowers, or circles, just circles. So we're gonna need to dry these just a little bit more. So bear with me, I'm gonna make some noise and try to just dry them a little bit. Doesn't take much to get them dry. I'm just kind of holding them in place so they don't go flying. All right, now I'm gonna flip them over to the back side. See if I can get to the other side. And they're getting pretty dry. So these are the ones we just did together, plus the circle punch, because I thought, let's try it with a circle. So let's try, these are baby circles, and they might not be quite as dry as the previous ones, but be sufficient enough, I think, that we can check out the possibilities. Look at that cute little circle crumple. You can also use old brads if you have brads, and you know the fact that you push them together between each, you know, a hole through both of them and then hold it up. Look at how cute that is, right? So a brad would really hold them together tight. I'm just going to do a twosie here because they're not quite dry. I'm going to throw a little glue in the center there. So you don't have to own a bunch of flower dies to do this really cute little technique. So I want this to dry kind of pointed in the middle there. So I'm just going to press down hard with my scissors. And then you can just kind of pull them up around the edges. Look at how cute. There's that little flower. So now I'm going to want a little bit smaller center, I believe. I've got this good old graphic 45. Let's see how that looks. Looks pretty cute. So there's the same crumpled, just using a circle punch to make your little flowers. Look how cute that is. I love it. They're a little simpler, but they're very sweet, aren't they? And that they go together. All right, so let me do, I didn't have scrap paper handy, which is unbelievable because my room is full of paper. But I did have some computer paper that I had just thrown away. So I dug this out to see with a larger punch. Okay, so I have opened this up. It's crumpled, but it's damp. So I'm going to just take my scissors and get it dry real quick. It won't take any time at all. This is very thin paper. All right, it's getting very dry. I'm just going to go to the other side now. Keep all those really fun wrinkles, the folds there. And we need a couple more. I have two more here. I think it might be pretty just with plain old white. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and unfold this one while I'm in the unfolding, and then we'll get them dry and we'll pile them up, see how they turn out, just using plain old computer paper. So then the sky's the limit with creativity and what you'd like to do with these, what materials you use, how many layers. All right, I'm going to do a flipper, but these are almost ready. All right, good enough. Good enough. So let's glue these together and see what they look like. This was just a last minute idea, so I didn't get a chance to test it out. We're doing live crafting, live experimentation. Again, I like a definite point in that middle, so I'm just pressing down real hard with my scissors. Glue right in the middle. Think flower when you're putting it together. Think about flowers. Imagine flowers. All right, and now I'm just going to start pushing up my little petals. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think these are so cute. Look at that little flower. Now, let's put something in the center. I'm just going to test this out. I think we need a little something, something more. What about this guy? Oh, look at that. All right, that's my winner chicken dinner. So that's just making them out of circle punches. I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. I think it's a winner. I am. And that's white copy paper with a little bit of scrap paper. And there you have it. You could certainly add some inked edges. I don't have anything right now as a soft enough ink to add to this stark white. But there you go. That's my demo on crumpled flowers. And I thought I had my camera so close to the action, and we could have gone closer. Isn't that something? I'm going to see if I can do it right now. See if I can get us. I guess you need a little bit of room for my hands to go underneath there. But there's a close-up of what we did. Just so pretty and so easy to do. All right, we'll have a great rest of our celebration when we're looking at demos, and then going to have a little flash sale, everything just to kick off for once a year, National Scrapbook Day. I hope you get a chance to play with some paper and photos, whatever you like to do for crafting. Hi, CJ. How are ya? So I'm just pulling a couple more of these open. We've got more demos. I've got another demo tomorrow. I'm just going to take some more flowers and we're going to zhuzh them up. These are the ones I got wet together with us on camera and crumpled them. Look, they're already getting nice folds. Little messy lines. Guess we can do this one. If you need to go, I understand. And remember, this will be recorded. One of my all-time favorite techniques. It's at least 10 years old, probably closer to 15 years old. Look at that. All right, I'm going to glue these together. I just push real hard in that middle, kind of define the center of that. And sometimes I've defined the center off-centered, crooked. That's fine. I kind of like that little gingham. Adhesive Brad, one of my scraps. Yep, just push them up. All right, let's keep them down in the camera so you can see all of these fun, distressed, crumpled up flowers. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap. I'm going to call it and let you go. Watch for the schedule. It's out there on the page. If you have any questions, check out Featured. That's where a lot of the times, what's going to be demoed, who's demoing it, and then also get ready for the sale. That's tomorrow night. We'll call this a wrap. Bye now.